In the last 2 months, when this issue has climaxed, the principal office in a parliamentary democracy is the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has gone into complete silence. He speaks on foreign policy and then stops it at that. So he is today in Brussels, he'll tomorrow be in Germany. He'll speak when President Obama comes here. But for some reason, domestic politics is becoming alien to him. And I get the impression when he takes no initiatives in breaking the stalemate or in leading by example that I will take some action against this corruption. You can resort to conventional lies, there will be zero tolerance to corruption, we are all for honesty. But then this is lip sympathy. It today appears that he is losing his will to govern. And that's the silence he is going into. With regard to other tall leaders of the Congress party, well, all I can say is it's only when the going is good that they are at their best. When the going is not so good, they are in a shell. And today, many of them have become invisible. It's a crisis moment for them. This government appears to be almost cracking up as though the Raj is going to slip out. There are some who are indulging in a bravado amongst the ministers, and they have adopted arrogance as a style of governance. So their comments are rude, they are improper, they don't speak the idiom and language of civility in politics. Where do we stand in this? We must bear in mind that against the UPA or the Congress, there is little space for two anti-Congress fronts. The substantial space is only for one front. The third front parties, particularly the left, have a record. They support the Congress, they oppose the Congress. I'm not so sure where they stand in times to come. But one significant change which is going to take place is in the month of April, when the West Bengal and Kerala elections are held, and left is going to get a rude setback. So the organizer or the nucleus of the third front itself will be without strength. It will be the first time in 33 years that they will be without a significant state government. If we look 4 months down the tunnel, this is what we see. Their ability to organize the third front is going to be substantially reduced, if not decimated. In such a situation, we in the BJP and the NDA have a huge responsibility. Gujarat, the panchayat and municipal elections were held, Congress almost got wiped out. Bihar, the elections were held, the Congress almost got wiped out. इस परिस्थिति में हम लोगों को यूपीए के खिलाफ की राजनीति का एक केंद्र बनना है. We have to become the nucleus of the anti-UPA politics. And in that situation, we have to expand the NDA, as I said. There is little space for two fronts against the UPA. That's how the situation seems to be converging. And therefore, we have been substantially successful in coordinating them in Parliament. We are going to make an endeavor to coordinate them outside Parliament. The Congress has made one fundamental mistake. Somebody asked me in the after the Bihar results, what do you think went wrong? There were various factors favoring us. And I said, we were led by two people, Nitish Kumar, Sushil Modi. Yes, JP के आंदोलन से इमरजेंसी से पहले से इकट्ठे हैं. They spent 40 years, struggled, इमरजेंसी में जेल में गए, आंदोलन में रहे, लेजिस्लेटिव असेंबली में रहे, पार्लियामेंट में रहे, मिनिस्टर रहे, ऑपोजिशन लीडर रहे. And then with a huge experience and integrity, they performed well 5 years in government. The two principal opponents, Congress and RJD, were unable to understand the script of this election. They were unable to write the script of this election. एक अच्छी governance as against good governance by men of merit. Both thought that the response only is कि we have nothing to offer, but both of us will give you family glamours. एक पति पत्नी की पार्टी बन गई, एक मां बेटे की पार्टी बन गई. So we have a family glamour, and that's the response to merit. And this is something which the electorate completely rejected. And I think it's a good sign for the future elections to come. अगर corruption, integrity एक issue होगा, और विषय होंगे, वैचारिक विषय भी होंगे, कश्मीर विषय होगा, terrorism होगा, Maoism होगा. We should consciously make this dispute between merit and dynasty as a point of conflict in Indian politics. Is leadership, how is leadership to be created? Is it to be created on the strength of merit, experience, or only charisma of families? Now there is a fundamental contradiction between dynasty and merit. And the world's largest democracy cannot pride itself saying we are a dynastic democracy. Because dynasties may throw up good people, they may throw up people who are incapable of governance. So the sooner surnames don't matter and merit does. Bihar has shown the way. And I think that's the script the people of Bihar, who are normally considered very sharp in terms of political analysis, they showed the way. And I think it is that way which seems to be now the road ahead. I can see the surface for us is now becoming more and more comfortable. The longevity of this government is a suspect. And therefore, we in the BJP not only have to expand with our more friends in the NDA, but we have to make the party more aggressive on the roads and educate the public opinion so that they get alienated from this. This is probably one of the most monumental scandals of recent times. And this has thrown open a debate on the health of other institutions. And I think we should carry this debate to its logical conclusion. But let me finally once again thank you very much to the legal cell and to Anil Soni for having taken the initiative and having organized this.